So Zach has done a faithful recall of the mix on this console. This is the room that we mixed it in. And we have the session right here. And I'm going to go through and rediscover it. Join me, won't you? One of Carly's great gifts as a songwriter is she is very productive. She's got tons and tons of ideas. And when we were working on this song, she came into the studio because we were going to do a writing session, and she came in with 15 songs or something like that. And she had this one song that she had written with Tavish Crow. I don't think it was actually called Call Me Maybe. It was a different song completely, but it had I just met you, this is crazy, here's my number, call me maybe. And it had that line in it as the pre-chorus in a much lower key and a slower tempo. So what Carly and I did is we took that one line out of the song, and then we wrote a completely new song showcasing that as the chorus. At first it did stay as the pre-chorus for a while, and then it just evolved into being the chorus. And I had this idea that I thought this was a good opportunity for an idea, a concept idea that I already had, where I thought it would be cool to do a song that felt like something like maybe like Katy Perry or someone like that would have done at the time, but instead of doing it all in synths, to do it all on strings. And Carly liked that idea, and I thought it was a good through line because her first album had been very singer-songwriter, very acoustic. So I thought it still was keeping in with having some real acoustic instruments in it. So I guess it starts off with this string thing. Right. And I can hear that I sidechain compressioned that to give it that pulsing feel. And let me find the kick drum. You'll hear it kind of pulses in between. Yeah. Right. Bass guitar, real bass. I don't remember playing bass, but apparently I did. And then what else? Oh yeah. Right. That's obviously acoustic guitar. And that's everything that's in the verse, I think, except for some vocals. Sorry, except for some of Carly's Grammy-nominated vocals, because she did get nominated for that vocal performance. Let's go to the second verse. Okay. So I can hear some sort of loop and a little 808 snare, I think. Yeah. Okay. Looks like I really went like full ham with just like layering so many drum samples. This is all drums. This is all drums. How many kick drums do we have in the chorus? I remember like we really wanted that that vibe in the chorus. How many kick samples are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's big. Same with snares too. How many? Oh my God, how many snares are in here? There's like 5 snares, I think. It's funny when you like hear the whole thing and it sounds big, and then you go right down to like, yes, but what about? Meanwhile, there's like so much going on around. Okay, the session's actually a lot smaller than I remembered it being. What else we got here? Going into each chorus, we've also got a reverse piano. That one's pretty obvious. What else we got? Cymbals, you guys don't need to hear that. You can just trust me that they exist. And then, so the chorus, I think there's various loops going on here. Yeah. What's this? Ah! I don't remember that either. Okay. Right. I found some editing mistakes in the guitars. There's actually a lot more guitar in this song than people think. It's just not right in the foreground. So, for example, here, this is a bit of a no-no. So I think, halfway through the chorus, guitars come in. These ones. And they're definitely like, I should have cleaned, You guys can't see. There's definitely like noises of me just switching around that I totally should have cleaned up, and I did not. All that kind of stuff. That's kind of a no-no. Then we go down, and the next thing is this little silly guitar that I remember playing in, made a little sillier because it's got octave on it. I didn't even remember that was in there. Sounds like Carly met this guy at a hoedown. And then there's a fake octave above it. All right, now where's the strings? Where's all that? I remember at the time, I didn't have a very good string library at the time, so what I had to do, I basically used every string sample that I had and just layered it and layered it. I'm pretty sure I did all the strings in Reason, which nobody uses Reason now, but at the time that was a thing. I did discover a few things in here that I don't remember us doing. The strings, I obviously would remember that part. So that is, I don't know because this is bounced down now. This is bounced down between just violin, viola, and cello. But it's definitely more than one sample. I remember I just kind of used everything I had. And then it's cut up with this string, with this string line that's, when you hear it on its own, is like pretty choppy. So I built that. I think that was part of a bigger sample that I then like sped up to fit the tempo, because you would never ask a string player to play a part at that speed. I guess it wasn't slamming enough, so I guess I did layer a synth under it, although I didn't remember that. It sounds like I gave really heavy compression to give it that sound. I'll take that off for a second. Yeah. Back on. Just to give it a little more impact, I guess. What else is in here? Oh yeah, and there's piano in the chorus. I didn't remember that. Who produced this thing? So there is. Okay, so we're gonna put all that together. Okay, so listening to all that stuff at once without the drums. So let's see what that sounds like. I do still remember what guitar, the distorted guitar, that's my Duesenberg Campbell. And the I believe is a Gretsch White Penguin. Okay, now let's put the drums back in. God, I went way over the top. There's so many drums in this. It's funny, that guitar tone on its own is not great, but what it wasn't supposed to be the star of the show. It was just supposed to be supporting and like giving a bit more aggression to the strings. So hearing it on its own there, that's totally like guitar rig or something. What is this? So it's a vocal of Carly's that I've taken from somewhere and run it through something. I have no idea what that is. And then what is this track? This track is just called Giant Noise. It's a riser. Right. Giant Noise. Is it giant? I don't know. So that where is that? That is at the end of I see. And it looks like it's also going into the second chorus? Don't think I've noticed that before. Oh, actually, yeah, there it is. All right. Okay, so the bridge, right, so the music doesn't really change, right? The music doesn't change when it gets to the bridge, so we needed to add something else, so there was a new bit of information that came in. So there's this guitar part that comes in there. And then it looks like maybe that wasn't taking up quite as much enough space, so it looks like I doubled it on a couple other things. Okay, so a really synthy string sound. And then something on a mellotron. I'm not sure, I don't remember that. So also the guitar and weird synthy string sound and curious mellotron sound. Right. Yeah, so like I said, we just needed some new bit of information once it got to the bridge, because music doesn't change. The reason the string shots is where they are is because it sort of directly goes opposite to Carly's melody. So Carly had this, and the strings kind of land in all of the holes. So they barely ever hit at the same time. There's only one note where they hit at the same time. I also think a big part of the charm of this song is that Carly just has so much personality in her voice. I think a different singer singing this song, just wouldn't have worked. You'll see what I mean. Okay, the string shots all go sort of opposite of where Carly is singing.
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me.
See what I mean? See here how it's just one continuous consolidated file? That means that like it's ready for mix. So whenever you're totally done, you have no edits anymore, and it's just one long continuous file. This up here has edits in it because that's a vocal, and we would have gone in and taken out some of her breaths. But I can tell this was an afterthought because it's not consolidated. That means this is something that was done in this room that was not originally part of it. So I turned it on. I turned it on to discover. I was like, "What is this? What is this? What is this phantom track?"
Where you think you're going, baby?
That's me. See, so the harmony path in the second verse, when I hear it on its own, it actually sounds quite countryish.
Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing, hot night wind was blowing. Where you think you're going?
Yeah, sounds kind of countryish when you play it on its own. I don't remember singing on this. That's true. I do not remember. That means that would have been right over there. But it is true that I will add things very, very last minute all the time. Like, that's classic move. I don't know, sometimes you get into the studio, you get into the mix, and you start putting it all together, and you realize you're just missing this one tiny thing. So it's always nice to at least have like a microphone set up. I usually have a guitar at mix sessions as well, just in case. A lot of people don't remember this about the song, but it had already, like, Carly and I were really just setting out to try and get her like a top 40 Canadian pop radio hit. And a lot of people don't remember that like it had come out and it was going down again. Like it had run its course. It had run its course on Canadian radio. It was still on the charts, but it was going down and it hadn't been a super mega smash. And then Justin Bieber tweeted about it. And then it had this whole second life, this whole crazy second life. I remember I was in Maui when I heard about that Justin had gotten involved with it, and I was kind of like, yeah, cool. Like I didn't think it was like. I remember my manager being like, you know, it's madness. The song is there's all this madness around the song. But I was on vacation and I was like, he's my manager. He's probably exaggerating. Like he's probably exaggerating. And then I remember getting back to the mainland and being like, oh my God. Then celebrities started doing like lip dub videos to it, and then there was dances to it, and then there was like, the endless memes. And the thing to me that I always remember about that is everyone that knew me personally, and I'm sure Carly experienced this as well, although I've never asked her, but I should. Every time there was a new meme about that song, everyone I know would send it to me. I would get sent the same meme like 150 times every time for like however long it was, like a year. And I'm sure Carly did too. She must have. I should ask her. Okay, so the breakdown chorus. That's just a little filter. I put a delay on Carly and just built that with a little filter sweep on it so it sort of disappears. It's funny, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember making that sound, but now it's like all I hear when we get to that part. It's like all I hear now. And I totally didn't remember that it was even there. So with the down chorus, I remember it wasn't working and it wasn't working, and then just the smallest thing helped it. It was just keep transferring the string part from the verse over into the down chorus underneath it. Same chord progression. This thing. Because watch, if I mute it in that part, it loses all the momentum. So if you got no... I'm just going to mute the vocals. Okay, see how that's kind of like, it doesn't hold your attention, but somehow just having these eighth note strings under there. Yeah, of course, to end it. It originally just ended like this. Terrible, we can't do that. So then it was like, okay, well, what can we, so we just let the delay ring over from this guitar. And it still wasn't quite enough. It was like, that's not an interesting enough thing to end on. And I was like, well, it worked pulling the verse strings into the bridge. Let's throw them into the ending. So, and, but I reversed them. I reversed them this time. I was like, well, that'll sneak them in there. So they're played in reverse, and then I still didn't know what to do to end it. So I just did the classic tape slowdown trick, which frankly is a bit of a lazy move. Yeah, I should have done. We should have gone back to that. We should have used that sound there. That was a prime opportunity to reuse that sound. And I think that's really the whole song. And you know, Carly laid down a really great vocal performance. I think that's what sold the song. Well, that was a trip down memory lane. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you to everyone for all of the silly videos that they made to this song and all of the various memes of this song. And I'm sure I can speak for Carly and Tavish as well, that we are all forever grateful for this song and for the crazy life that it has had.